things come in waves. So everything is trendy, and it's the same thing with hooping. There was small hoops were really cool at first, and now I feel like flow is something that is kind of taking over, and I'm very happy about that. I think that flow is more important than tricks, because tricks were very popular for a while as well, just doing, the latest cool stuff. But if someone's doing a lot of tricks, there's an element missing, and that element is often flow. And now people are trying to find flow in all the wrong places. The only place you're going to find flow, I hate to be cheesy, but is within yourself. And I cannot teach flow, but I can show you guys and kind of guide you on the path that I went on to find it. It took me about 2 years of hooping to actually feel like I actually found my flow. So the first thing you want to do is put down your hoop. Go into a room where there is no mirrors, or you can blindfold yourself, where no one's going to be watching you, and be with yourself, honestly. And everyone's bodies move differently, and we can't force ourselves to move in ways that our body doesn't want to look, or we will look awkward, so to speak, unless you're like crazy good, which not all of us are. So I don't have a dancing background, and I had to learn to dance through the hoop, which was amazing. Now I feel like I can go up on a stage and dance for not the whole world, but a couple people maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so what you want to do is center yourself and think about the elements. Not to sound cheesy. And so fire, for instance, what does fire do? It flickers, it's bright, it's hot. Think about moving your hands, or like it's shimmering. You can shimmer if you want. Shimmying, quick movements that are kind of slow and then fast, like a flicker, and kind of play with those. Do it with your hands, with your feet, whatever feels comfortable. And then there's air, and air is wispy. It's also much like fire. It can go slow and it can go fast, and it's airy movements. So think about light, airy movements. And then water. Water can be shallow, it can be deep. It's flowy, so just think about how all of these elements work together. And then of course there's earth, and for earth it's like stomping and like getting down low and very like hip-hoppy. Ballet is very airy. It's just, there's different elements, if that's the way that connects it. That's how it worked for me. So play with all of those and switch it up, and switch up speeds, switch up levels, like get down low. Maybe getting down low isn't comfortable for you. For me personally, I kind of feel weird if I'm like squatting, and I don't get down low very well, so not all of us are perfect. Anyway, so play with those motions and see what feels good, because for the longest time, I thought that I was doing stuff like this, and I was like, why does no one think I'm a good dancer? And that was why. It was because in actuality, I like to dance like air and water. I like to be very flowy, and earthy like dancing isn't really my favorite thing in the world. So play with that and see how it works for you. So then go ahead and pick up your hoop, and we're bringing in the next element, which is footwork, which is something a lot of people struggle with. And I too, this day, still struggle with it, but I found out some things that have really helped. So pulling up your hoop, thinking about water again. Very flowy. And then you have air, which is going to be very wispy. And then ground, like I think about with earth, is like kind of beating the hoop. So breaks and paddles, I feel like, are very earthy. And then you have fire, which can be spins like this. Anything that is fiery, so to speak. So anyway, play with that, see how it works. Let me know if it does work for you. Try different music, try hip hop, try classical, try it all. Just see what feels good to you and what makes you move in your hoop. So then when you learn how to get confident in your dancing and you pick the hoop up, then instead of, unless this is your style and good for you, standing in one spot and doing the same thing, you know, you can really think about how you want to move your body. A lot of people, when they say they like my flow, I'm not really doing anything crazy. I'm just dancing and I'm being confident in my movements. So flow is not having a good transition from this to this, because if you have that, you can just transition and then you're up here. So flow is not the having understanding of transitions between moves. Yeah, it helps, but flow is what's inside you, like I said. So instead of wondering, oh, if I can go from this to this without stopping, it's gonna make my flow appear, and it's not. You know, I can do a vortex to an isolation. So instead of just vortexing and bringing it in front of me and isolating, this is not gonna make it flow, just because I can do something kind of cool with it. What makes it flow is bringing your whole body into it and not just ignoring parts of your body, making sure you're engaging your feet and your hands. Like Baxter says, you know, you have two trees, each are different sides. You have two birds in flight, which are your hands, and making sure you're moving them and moving your body. And I really think that flow is going to come from finding your inner dancer and understanding the hoop as a dance partner and not something that is covering you up. Think about also, if you take the hoop away, are you going to look like you're going like this? Lifting a leg every once in a while? You want to think about, if the hoop's taken away, what are you going to look like? And that's what I played with, is because I kind of like movements like this. And then if I bring my hoop into it, that's how I found my flow. Okay, so anyway. So I hope that made sense. I really do. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I know that this is something that people are really searching for, but just realize it takes time and understanding and love for the hoop. So I hope this helps you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.